Yes, everyone, welcome back to Racecast, episode 11. I didn't think we'd make it this far, but thanks for coming along the journey with us. Now, we've just had Spain. What a Grand Prix, by the way. Were you gassed?
Rated it.
I rated it. We're now on to Monaco. It's a double header, which we love because it means we've got content. So while you're here, make sure you like the video, subscribe, comment. We go through the comments, we answer the questions. Get involved. Also, all our social media links are in the description down below. And if you prefer to listen rather than watch us, I wouldn't want to watch Matt personally, then the links are in the description to listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I'm not going to keep going on. We're going to crack on with the podcast now.
All right, guys, welcome along. Episode 11. Did you want to say podcast anymore in that intro?
How many times did I say it?
You probably said it about 3 times, 4 times.
Let's get a little count going.
Yeah, let us know. I'm pretty sure it's about 3 or 4, but I like it. Welcome along, Racecast. It is race week again. I have to say, Spain did not disappoint. For all those people who said it was going to be boring, it wasn't. It was a phenomenal weekend. I loved it.
Why did people say it was going to be boring? Is it because it's typically hard to overtake?
Yeah.
But that's why these new regulations are here, isn't it?
It is.
It's to combat those difficult to overtake tracks.
But last year wasn't that bad to overtake, I didn't think.
No, I thought last year was a decent race.
Yeah, I rated it. So I was a bit shocked when people were saying it's going to be boring. However, Luke, it is another week. I don't have to get a tattoo. Latifi did not disappoint. He did not get a point. He did not disappoint. He did not get a point. So
He did, however, beat his teammate.
Okay, but
for the first time this season.
Yeah, but Albon had a few problems.
Apparently, he had a damaged floor.
Yeah,
that's what I was hearing.
So okay, we go on about Latifi beating Albon, but there was a reason why.
Did Latifi, did he or did he not overtake K-Mag towards the end of the race?
Yeah, but K-Mag had a damaged car.
Did he?
I mean, did you not see that incident on lap 1?
Yeah, and I'm sure we're going to get to that.
Yeah, we'll get
because
that.
Speaking of Judas, actually,
it hurts. But in the good news, Mercedes are back. We'll touch on that in a second.
The good news for Mercedes fans.
Mercedes are back. No, and I think neutrals, because a lot of people want Mercedes to come back into the title race.
And I'm not being funny. Yeah, I think that exactly. If you're a fan of anyone, this makes the season more exciting.
No, I agree.
I said it from the start. I want Mercedes to have a good car for 2 reasons. 1, I support them. I want to see Lewis win number 8, blah, blah. I want a 3-way challenge. When I genuinely cannot remember.
I'm glad you went 3-way challenger.
Yeah, not just a 3-way. I genuinely... When was there a 3-way challenge?
Oh, we touched on this ages ago. I don't think there's been one for a long time.
Yeah, like I don't think in our lifetime. I guess you had the... No,
I don't think so. I honestly don't think so.
Yeah.
I got a gift.
Another. I didn't even do anything this week.
You didn't. But this is what I touched on last week, because I did say this one is a banger, and I'm really proud of this.
It's not these 2 little mugs, is it?
No, it's not. But we'll get on those in a second. Okay. Here you go. I have opened it.
Is it another card?
It is.
Oh, nice.
You said you wanted a Lewis Hamilton proper one.
This is a proper one.
I got you a proper one.
So look, I'm going to show this to you. For those of you that are new around here, Matt's got this obsession of buying me cards. I think he thinks he's going to get something big in return, but he's not. Although I do appreciate them, and I think they make the set look quality.
Look, I'm not being funny. Look at the set now.
Yeah, no, it is coming together. But look, I'm going to show you. Hopefully you can see that. I know it might reflect, so I'm going to move it around a little bit. No, this is quality, because this is similar to the Stroll one, which comes in like this proper casing.
But what is it? They're like MGC, Majesty Grading Company. They're proper, they're legit.
So what is this? So this set you back quite a bit, did it?
I think it was like 20 quid.
Yeah, that is quite a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
We should try and get it signed by Lewis. Is that possible?
That is possible. But this is a 2021.
A Stroll can off to the back.
Yeah, you can go there. The goat can go in there, can't he? But also, talking about gifts, we're going to have to say a massive shout out to Legacy Legends. Right, they sent us these mugs, and I have to say, They are sick.
Yeah, if you're listening on audio, head over to our Instagram to check these out, because like I'm not really a fan of mugs. You know, like the other ones we got are cool because they're just like the standard like team mugs.
Yeah.
But these mugs that they sent are actually sick. I don't really know how to describe them. They remind me kind of like an old American garage. Do you know what I mean? Like out in the desert or something, and like that's the sort of vibe I get.
But the one you got there, that's Lando Norris, and that is actually the front wing of a McLaren. But this was the Monaco edition last year,
which was nice.
It was sick. I like that livery. And this one is Lewis Hamilton's this year's helmet.
Yes.
Which is
this year? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got that, like,
it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Got number 44. I think it's sick. I really like them. They got so many different ones. Really impressed. If you look on the website, Legacy Legends, they'll be down in the link description below. Thank you very much for these. And they also sent some coasters, which I may have left at home.
No, so you're going to keep them for yourself, are you?
Well, I'm not being funny. All this stuff we get sent is all here. I don't have any of the stuff at home.
I know. I feel like we should give some of it away to...
Me?
No. To you guys. You guys listening.
But we did. We did a giveaway the other week.
Yeah, true.
Love that. Love that.
Has he received his?
I don't know. I did send the email.
Hopefully you have. If you haven't, let us know. But you should have received it by now. And we are going to do some more giveaways, hopefully.
Yeah.
I think they worked well. But should we...
crack on with the show?
Yeah, let's fuck the boring shit off.
Right, so let's start off with qualifying. Let's go straight to qualifying because there's a lot to talk about in this episode.
Small confession. I was very busy this weekend. On the Friday, I was up in Scotland. The Saturday, I watched FP. I didn't watch FP3, but I watched the quali.
Yep.
And then I had to watch the race this morning, Monday morning. But yeah, touching on quali.
I thought it was good. Obviously, Charles Leclerc took pole, his 4th pole of the season already. He's quick. That Ferrari over one lap is quick.
Where did he get that pace from?
I don't know.
Because I thought Max's lap was quick.
I thought Max had it in the bag.
And then Charles comes out like quarter of a second quicker.
Yeah.
I just thought that is mad, because I've definitely given a lot of props to Max this season for also what he did last season, where like you thought, no, there's no way he can go quicker.
Yeah.
And then he goes quicker. But Charles shows glimpses of that too, where you think, no, you can't beat that time. And then someone comes along.
Well, you think in Q3, he actually spun in his first lap he went out.
Yeah, no, he did.
And next thing, he comes
sitting like down in 9th or something.
But this is what I said to you the other week. It amazes me how, as a driver, you can have that mistake, go back into the pit lane, compose yourself and come out again and just
put your foot to the floor and carry on.
It's mental, isn't it? Because I would be thinking, I made this mistake here. I'm being a bit nervous. It a bit
slow, yeah.
Yeah, mental. But Q1 was interesting because, as we know, this weekend there's been a bit of controversy between Red Bull and Aston Martin.
Red Bull and the Green Bull.
The Red Bull and the Green
Bull. Called now.
That is proper shithousery, by the way, from Red Bull having the green Red Bull. Yeah. Did you see that?
I mean, I would be pretty annoyed if I was them.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can get pictures up. Maybe we'll send them to the editor and hopefully you can pull them up. In case you haven't seen this, but I imagine you all have.
They look alike. That is pretty identical.
It's not even, it's not just alike. They're twins.
Well, what's interesting though is because some of the Red Bull mechanic engineers actually transferred from Red Bull to Aston Martin over the last few months.
There are question marks being raised.
Question marks. The FIA say there's no issues whatsoever.
Because the thing is, just because a car looks like another car
doesn't mean it performs the same.
Yeah, but it doesn't also mean that we've all seen the cars.
Yeah.
You know, if we had the necessary skill to design and build a car, we could probably replicate the Red Bull. But like you say, it doesn't necessarily mean it replicates performance. And A, we saw that this weekend. But B, there's so much more to a race car than you see on the surface. And I can't remember who explained it, but there's every single component comes together to make that car. And, just because you've now got the side pods of the Red Bull, which is essentially what they've got on the air intake, whatever.
And the floor looks identical.
Yeah, but what's going on under the floor?
Because, well, evidently not a lot.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. the inner outer workings of the car are so dependent on one another that you can't just cherry pick pieces from certain cars.
But that was the interesting thing, because there was a lot of obviously speculation. Have they copied it? Have they not? And actually in FP1, I think, or FP2, Aston Martin, I think, was second at one point. But they were actually matched between the Red Bulls.
Seb was up there, wasn't he?
Yeah. So then I was thinking to myself, okay, this has got to be this has to be a fix. However, it got to qualifying Q1. I don't know if the team principal, who's the team principal for Aston Martin?
Is it Mike Crack?
Oh yeah, Mike. He said, I was wondering if he said to them, look, go out there, perform a shit lap, just so we'll go out in Q1, just so we get a bit of pressure off us. Because actually, Seb finished 16th and Stroll was 18th. They had a shocker.
No, but Seb was surprised, wasn't he? He was like, no way.
He said, I was expecting to be on pole. You gave me the same as a Red Bull.
He gave me the green bull. Honestly, it's hard, right? Because a certain part of me thinks, well, you deserve it. You unoriginal, you've copied their homework, basically.
Yeah.
But then there's another part of me that thinks, well, yeah, why wouldn't you just copy the fastest car?
So they're quite quick. So I like what they're doing. So I'm just going to replicate it.
We're just going to build that.
Lance Stroll in his interview was quite. I don't know if you saw it.
No.
They were asking him. He said, "Well, it can't have happened because we've been working on this since November in in the tunnel." What's interesting also, Red Bull and Aston Martin share the same wind tunnel, aero tunnel, whichever it is.
Yeah, I think it's a wind tunnel.
So there was speculation that some reports have been leaked there, or they've been left over. Some people, Red Bull had left it. There's a lot of speculation, but all I know is I don't think Red Bull have anything to worry about.
No, and realistically, did they ever?
Well, we did say last week, if Stroll ever wins a championship, this was probably his perfect opportunity after copying the Red Bull.
Yeah, true, but you also can't replicate skill.
No,
I know they've got Seb, but he's at the tail end of his career.
Yeah.
But I mean, speaking of changes, a lot of teams made a lot of changes this week. Alfa Romeo, pretty sure they brought a huge upgrade package.
They did.
I'm just going off what I saw on Twitter.
Yep.
And Bottas, he had pace.
The porpoising has gone from the Mercedes.
Mercedes brought major upgrades. McLaren, actually, I believe, brought the most upgrades.
Yeah.
I'm under the impression they brought 11. They had 11 new parts.
Can I just go back to Aston Martin and say something? I did an Instagram live the other day. And The other day. And what was quite interesting about that was I was saying about Red Bull. So in Miami, Aston Martin, in Miami looked pretty good.
Yeah.
So my question was, why would you all of a sudden go, do you know what, we're going to go for a whole new car
rather than
and actually be shitter than what we were in Miami?
Rather than working with what they know and what they have the data
It didn't make any sense to me. Because they improved a lot from the likes of, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Australia. And in Miami, they were looking like they were making quite good progress.
I think the same goes for McLaren as well.
Yeah.
To be fair, their changes don't look anywhere near as significant as that Aston Martin is a completely new car. But I don't think McLaren's upgrades, they didn't seem like upgrades to me. No. I know Lando Norris was really ill, apparently. He's got tonsillitis. So that must be pretty horrible trying to still beat Danny Rick. I mean, come on.
He's lost a leg, but he's still beating Danny Rick.
Like, what can that guy do now?
Quickly touching on Lando, what I did think it was, obviously he's got his lap time deleted. He got into Q3 and then seconds later he got out of Q3 because his lap time got deleted on, I think it was turn 12 or something.
12 or 13.
It looked quite harsh. It was on the finest, it's such small margins.
No, it was harsh.
It was harsh. But it did mean for the first time ever, Mick Schumacher got into Q3 and it was great to see both Hasses in Q3.
Yeah. But moving on to the race, talking about Mick, I still think the concerns are there. I do. I just think, okay, he got that. He got lucky to get into Q3, but It didn't make a difference to his race at all.
He's now tied with Latifi on the amount of races without a point.
Yeah, that's not good. And along with Hulkenberg, they're the only 3 drivers this season to not have any points. And Mick has got the car. K-Mag has shown it. I mean, he had a shocking race, which I'm sure we'll touch on. But the car delivers.
Yeah.
It's got a Ferrari engine, which, I mean, Ferrari have proved that's quick. Alfa Romeo have proved that quick. And Magnussen's proved it's quick.
Yeah. No,
So-
there's something not right there. I mean, he's not... I feel like, a lot of fans think that we're being, with Drive to Survive fans, can you say Mick's a bad driver? We're not saying he's a bad driver. He's just not delivering.
Yeah, he's
underperforming.
And to be honest, I think you're an idiot if you think otherwise.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're actually stupid, there's no way you can categorically say that Mick has been driving. He has been making mistakes. No, he's not even been driving well.
No.
Really,
But they even said in
not-
commentary this weekend, Mick was so close to points in Miami. Martin Brundle said he's still perplexed by the fact that actually he thought he would go for that move. All he had to do was just
all he literally needed to wait for was the longest straight.
DRS and he would have got him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that simple. But yeah, I don't know. It was interesting. Let's talk, obviously, just finishing on qualifying. Great by Leclerc. Max did well to get second considering he had no DRS on his final lap. Sainz was third. What do we have? George was fourth. Hamilton was sixth. Perez fifth. I mean, it looked a bit more promising for Mercedes, didn't it?
Yeah, with especially in free practice as well. They were quick there. I think they've still got a fair way to go. Although, like you say, when we talk about the race, I think Lewis's pace is something that they can take a lot from.
Driver of the day yesterday?
Yeah. But there was I didn't find quali actually too shocking in
No, I think
any respect. I think it all honestly Bottas, I mean, what a season.
seventh, yeah. He's outperforming that car at the
Yeah,
moment.
he's been quality. But yeah, other than that, I don't think there was too many shocks.
No.
From quality. I mean, I can't even remember the starting grid now.
I was shocked that Leclerc got beat
That-
Max.
that-
I thought Max had that in the bag.
That
in all
lap
honesty.
shocked me. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did. That was a stupidly good lap.
Let's start from the race, shall we? So, great start from Leclerc. Down into turn one. He held Max off well.
Yep.
Awful start from Sainz. I mean, it does make me laugh sometimes. These are drivers who, this is what they do all the time. They practice starts all the time. And they still manage to get a really poor start
I
because
know.
he lost places to Perez, Hamilton, George. No, he didn't lose. He didn't lose to Hamilton, but he lost to George and Perez into turn one
But Hamilton was
very
on his
close.
arse, yeah.
until K-Mag,
Judas.
who I'm not being funny, we
loved
loved
you.
him. We loved him. Okay, we praised him.
We got a K-Mag card as well. No.
We loved him, and then he goes and he bashes into Hamilton. And I have to say, on a whole, I know we're only joking here, but it was a racing incident. It's one of those where
That part didn't really wind me up, right? It was just a racing incident. Like, it looked like Lewis understeered a bit, and K-Mag was unnecessarily
so close
close and coming in towards him.
with pace. May I say into that corner? Yeah.
He spent like the whole race like blaming it on Lewis, and he did some like wanky Instagram post where it's like tough result to take or something like after being barged off the track or something.
Is that what he did? I haven't seen that.
Yeah. I screenshot it, but it's on the phone that's recording. It was something along those lines.
It makes me laugh though because he said, Lewis turned into me. Why would Lewis, a 7-time world champion who's trying to get his season back on track, decide to
turn into a Haas?
turn into a Haas to take you out of the Grand Prix? There's no logic there whatsoever.
No, it literally makes no sense. And you can see clear as day on the driver cam.
He's not turning outwards.
Lewis
He's
is
hard
fully,
over.
and whether he engineered a bit of understeer, well, I mean, I'm sure it's possible. But I personally don't think Magnussen needed to be that close. He was coming in on Lewis.
He had every right to turn into that corner, but when you've got a car right next to you, you know it's not going to end well.
100%, he had every right to go for that move, but he did quite literally just drive into Lewis.
Yeah, it was literally just like, oh, yeah.
But again, I think it was just a racing incident. He tried to make the move, misjudged it a little bit. Also, Lewis understeered, so he probably wasn't accounting for that. But I don't know.
It just initially ruined their race, didn't it? Lewis got a front left puncher. He struggled to get back. By the time he pitted, he came out, and I think he was 50 odd seconds behind, 60 seconds behind the lead, which is just your race is done.
He even said I think you should just save this engine, guys.
Yeah. You see the post we put on? Save the engine. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. But fair play to the team. They continue going, and actually he had a stonker of a race. I thought he looked like the old Lewis.
I mean, I would say it was one of the best drives that I've seen from him. Because
even better than Brazil last year?
I said one of.
Okay, well, when you say
but
one
also in Brazil, he had an actual rocket ship.
Yeah.
This Mercedes has been a slug this season.
Yeah.
And he literally fell to the back of the pack. He's obviously already depleted this season. So I think it took a lot to come through the pack, but we didn't see any of it anyway. Did you notice that on the coverage?
Yeah, it was all very much like...
How many overtakes did you see? I saw him overtake Bottas and Sainz. I think that was it.
Bottas, Sainz... Yeah, that's probably about it. I don't think I saw him any more than that.
They literally didn't show the overtakes. So it was just Lewis creeping up the field. So I would say it was one of his best drives that I've seen, but...
You didn't see it?
No, and I talk about that because for the last however many years...
All we've seen is Lewis overtake or drive.
Well, he's been at the front, and he's had such a good car. I just thought it was nice seeing him. I mean, he was ahead of the Ferrari.
Yeah.
That
is mad.
That is mad.
That's why I think Mercedes are close to being back. I think they're getting on par with Ferrari now. Red Bull not quite yet, but I think they're close.
Yeah, but you say that Leclerc, before his engine died, was way out in front.
Yeah, valid point.
Way out in front.
Yeah.
I know Max probably had his DRS problem still, but it doesn't matter. He wasn't within DRS range anyway.
No, he wasn't, no. Let's quickly just, for you guys who didn't see the race, let's just quickly recap what actually happened. So lap 7, Carlos Sainz, he just went off the track. He just went off.
Yeah.
I was just like, what are you doing?
Because Max did the same.
Max did exactly the same.
Did you hear someone come on the radio saying it was a gust of wind?
Yeah, no. Who was that? Who said that? It wasn't an engineer. It was...
Or Horner or something. Someone came on the radio and said...
Karen.
Was that a gust of wind? I don't know. You guys probably know more than me, but
But it was identical.
I'll put that in my excuse book, that's for sure.
That's one there. But
better than the banana skin, isn't it?
I think the banana skin is probably more believable than the gust of wind.
Actually, it might be. Gust of wind moving, I don't know. In sunny Spain?
No.
If it was Hurricane Katrina or something, I'd understand, but...
I can understand you got taken out, yeah. But no, it was weird that both of them just went off in the same area. 2 laps later, then was Max. Lap 24, great battle between Max and George. I thought George was outstanding this weekend.
Yep.
He really... I for the first time this season, I felt like proper aggressive racing again.
Yeah.
We haven't seen that really with Max and Leclerc. And actually, it kind of brought me back to last year and over the years of aggressive racing. Max had to get his elbows out to really go for it against, Mercedes. Mm-hmm. George was really battling, which was great to see. I think we got 2 great contenders in that Mercedes. George is not going to back down in a battle. And obviously, Lewis, we know what he can do, what he's shown over the years.
Yeah. No, it was good to see. Does Max not like Mercedes? Because he was in my opinion, he was driving more. Again, I don't think he was driving out of the limits. I think it was great driving from the both of them, and I love to see it. But it seemed more aggressive.
Yeah,
Than
because But this is what I've said to you before. Okay, this is why I think Max is more aggressive. With Charles, he knows Charles will make a mistake.
Yeah, but
if he
George
presses him,
probably, that's not like driving against Lewis where he knows that Lewis won't slip up.
Yeah, but George is showing that he's not making mistakes.
Yeah.
This is a guy who hasn't finished below 5th this season. He's aggressive. He's getting pace out of that car. You look what he did last year in that Williams. He's not afraid to get stuck in. Look what if you're Max Verstappen and you go, okay, look at Monza last year, takes out Bottas, goes over, slaps him on the helmet, calls him a C next Tuesday
Imola.
and walks out. Imola, yeah, sorry. What did I say?
Monza.
Oh, Imola, sorry. He knows that this guy's got aggression. So Max is like, yeah, shit, I need to get some aggressive.
Yeah, no, it's fair enough. But I did like to see it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is probably the first time ever that we've seen those two
Battle.
go up against each
Good.
other.
And George held his own.
Yeah.
He held his own against a world champion. Yeah.
For as long as he could.
Yeah. It was inevitable he was going to get him. But
That Red Bull is quick.
yeah, it's outrageous. So lap 27, Leclerc, he was looking so strong, and I actually thought he was going to go on and win the race.
Yeah, there was no question about it. He was good. Wasn't he like 20 seconds clear at the time?
Lost power, and unfortunately had to retire the car. But you know what? Fair play to Leclerc, because he even said after, he went, don't worry, we'll come back stronger. If that was Max, he'd be like, this stupid team, probably lay into him. Like.
Yeah, well, he did say, didn't he, there are a lot of positives to take from this weekend. And there were.
I love Leclerc. I think he's a proper gent.
He dominated the race.
Yeah.
He got the quickest lap in qualifying by quite a big margin in racing terms. I don't think they've got anything to worry about. Other than the fact that is that a reliability issue that they've now got to look at?
Well, Sainz was all right, wasn't he? I don't know. It's the first time they've really had reliability issues this year.
It is, but it's something to look at.
I think what we're shown this year is that a lot of the cars, Mercedes had reliability issues, Red Bull have had reliability issues, Ferrari, again,
Alphas.
Shoal. Yeah, these cars aren't as predictable as maybe what we've seen over the years. When Mercedes can just go out and top because, they're absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing cars who the race can change within seconds. Look at Leclerc, who's flying, and next thing in the slow, it's like, I've lost power. Then it's done. So it's going to be interesting this season. Shout out to Bottas, solid race.
Yeah, what a race.
Let's touch on this because we've given a lot of props to Red Bull over the last few weeks. However, I'm a bit pissed with them.
Oh, why?
This whole letting Max through when Perez. Okay, I kind of get it, but we're still so early in the season that Perez, you basically say, Perez, you're not going to be a world champion. You're not our number one. Let Max through because actually we don't see you as a contender.
But was it not also because they were on different strategies?
They were. Shall I read what Horner has said? Okay, and tell me whether quote this at the end. Do you think it's true or bullshit? Okay, I want you to give your opinion. So it's a bit of a long-winded, but I'm going to try and say this without mucking this up. Okay. So Horner said they were on different strategies, so it wasn't a straight fight. Max had such a tyre advantage, and of course Checo's tyres wouldn't have made it. We don't think to the end, and that's why he pitted towards the end of the race to get a valuable fastest lap as well. Our responsibility is to bring the cars home with as many points as we can. And of course, what Checo couldn't see at the time, and I think he will see perfectly well now, is that he had such a long stint to do on that medium tyre, and Max such a tyre advantage for a team perspective. There is no point in taking that risk with an intermediate DRS. Intermediate, whatever, with temperature ranging up and down. Intermittent, that's the one, yeah.
You're reading it.
Yeah, I know, I can't read. With temperature ranging up and down, so it was absolutely the right thing to do.
I kind of get it. Because, the reason Max just couldn't overtake George because his DRS wouldn't open.
Yep.
So that was obviously... Now they're racing each other, so that's slowing them down.
Yep.
Checo's closing in. He's thinking, well, I've got DRS. I'll overtake.
Okay, answer me this question, okay? If the roles were reversed, would they have done that for Perez?
No. They would have absolutely let Max through.
Yeah.
And I think what he's saying is true.
I get what he's saying.
And that is exactly, all Max needed to do was get past George. And then he was free. Checo could have overtaken him. Okay, let Checo through. Drop the mic. Let Checo through. Okay, he'll overtake George because he's in the faster car and he's now got DRS. But he's just going to have to pit. Unless what he was thinking was, well, I can get through, get a 21-second gap. And then,
I think we all know the real reason why they pitted him.
Yeah, well, they want Max to win.
Exactly. But if you're Perez, right, and, there must be something there because he was really annoyed after. And we've seen Perez is quite chilled, isn't he, on a whole. So for Perez to actually come out and get annoyed about that, he obviously knows actually he could have gone to the end of that race without doing that pit stop, and he could have actually won that race.
Yeah, but I guess ultimately, don't be such a bitch. If you think you can finish the race and you don't need to come in and pit, say that to the team.
Do a Lewis Hamilton in Turkey. I ain't coming in.
Well, yeah, just, he's never going to be a contender for the World Championship, all the while he bends over backwards for this team.
No, I agree.
We said we like to see racers come out and do their best, fight their own corner.
He's in a rock and a hard place, though, isn't he? Because he's at a top team now.
Yeah.
He's been given this opportunity. If he starts disobeying, because he just looks at Bottas. Look at Bottas last year. He started not actually, doing things what they were being asked of him. He started to be a bit rebellious. If Perez does that, he's gone at the end of the season.
Yeah, but okay, so what's more important, keeping your seat or your integrity? Do you know what I mean? Like this is more than just. It's not like Perez is going to lose his seat and then be like, how am I going to pay the bills? Like,
no.
Do you know what I mean? Like he's now at a stage in his career where he can be like, actually, I probably am entitled to some respect.
Yeah.
And not play second fiddle to this child.
But they're not going to.
No.
And that's the sad thing.
But I understand it from Red Bull's perspective as well. Like, over the course of a season, Max is more likely to win the championship.
Yeah. So, Perez is putting in some stinking performances this season.
Guessing by stinking, you mean good.
Yeah. Okay. Outrageous performances then. Okay.
He's putting in some terrible performances.
No.
By terrible, I mean really good.
He's putting in some sick performances this year.
Yeah, he's looked all right.
And I don't mean critically ill.
No. He's but I don't think he's like outperformed what you'd expect. He's in the best car on the grid.
Yeah. Valid point.
And he's not won a race.
No.
So,
he would have won yesterday.
Do you really think that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? Okay, well, how about this? Would Lewis have won? Or could Lewis have stuck it to the Red Bulls had he have not been taken out by K-Mag?
Well, with his race pace, you would have definitely been up there.
Well, yeah, I saw something. I couldn't work it out. But across like the span of the race, he was like 30 seconds quicker than George Russell.
His pace was ridiculous. And let's touch on him quickly because, he literally went, 19th after that pit stop, came out in 19th. He was 60 seconds or so behind the leader. And he came back to get 5th. He actually overtook Sainz to take 4th. However, he had to coast. So basically, for me, that was damage limitations, really. I think that is actually a decent performance. And to come away with 5th.
I'm not being funny. If you said to Lewis at the beginning of the race, you're going to get 5th, he probably wouldn't have been overly disappointed with that.
No.
And then, especially if you said you're going to get 5th from 19th.
So, do you know what the issue was with the Mercedes? Or would you like me to tell you?
I'll give it a stab.
Yeah.
I was under the impression that there was a coolant leak in the power unit, which meant that the car was overheating.
It's good stuff. It's good that, yeah.
So plucked that out of thin air.
Apparently he had a real retirement risk, so they made the call. So he literally he coasted into certain corners, water leak on the power unit, and had to coast just to get cool air. Well done. So yeah, that was disappointing. But is that a concern? I mean, initially I was thinking, is that going to be a concern for Monaco? But apparently, because it was so hot yesterday, that's where they were struggling.
Yeah, and have you seen, I know we'll touch on Monaco, but have you seen the forecast?
No.
Thunderstorm.
No.
Yeah. Wet Monaco.
Take the barriers down, get racing. And other than that, I actually thought it was a very good race.
Yeah. No, but I thought, the whole, sorry, I got really bad hay fever in my nose. It's so itchy. I thought the weekend in general, it was good. And, I love that teams are bringing all these upgrades. But have you seen the potential issue surrounding cost caps?
No. Where'd you find this?
So I came across this website called Reddit.
Oh, yeah. Is it good?
Yeah, it's just a little forum thing. Like people post about Formula One.
I sent you a screenshot, didn't I, the other day, of that guy?
Yeah, there's someone that thinks that I seriously just discovered Reddit. As if I'm a caveman that's just found fire or something. I know what it is, you stupid idiot. It's a joke. It's an inside joke. No, it's not very funny, but I'm going to repeat it every time I talk about Reddit, which is this website that is like a forum for Formula One. Anyway, so I don't know how you say his name, but the Alpine boss.
Yeah.
Try and say his name.
No, I can't.
No, try it.
I can't even remember.
Okay, well, I'll show you his surname. Obviously, his first name's Otmar.
Sasfuna? I don't know.
Something tells me it's not that. But yeah, if you know how to pronounce it, put it in the comments.
What are they going to do? Just type his surname?
No, like type it
Google Translate.
Phonetically,
yeah.
So basically, Horner said that the budget cap is a real cause for concern because the cost of living has gone up, and he said the cost of freight has quadrupled.
Really?
So this is all stuff that falls under the cost cap. Also, the cost of engineering parts has gone up because to buy the pieces in, it's more expensive, etc. So he is basically saying there's a real chance that we might miss teams, the top teams that have spent all the money, might possibly not make the last 3 or 4 races because they wouldn't be able to.
What, just because they?
And apparently, I'm not gonna make out this is some sort of Karen Horner moment. Apparently, Ferrari and Mercedes are in agreement that this is a possibility. So
what's going to happen? They'll just protest and they'll like, oh, we're just going to up the.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. But obviously, there are some teams that aren't even going to spend near the budget cap because they can't. So the idea of the budget cap was to keep it all fair. So if we're just going to increase it and understand the argument that, everything is actually more expensive.
But if the lower teams can still do it in their cap.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying. But the bigger teams are the bigger teams.
And they have more. They have more staff, they have more engineers. You look at Haas compared to Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull.
Otmar, surname, was asked about this, and his response was, "That would be really good. That would move us up in the championship. I welcome that. Should we plan for that, or was he just being facetious?" I thought that was quite a cool response.
Good comment.
But it's true, wouldn't it make it quite exciting, right? If the last 4 races of the season,
the big teams
the top 3 in the constructors aren't allowed to compete. I think that'd be sick.
Latifi comes along.
Oh, he gets the point.
Last race of the season.
You get a tattoo. But like, how do you think...
Bottas beats Hamilton. You get a tattoo.
Yeah, that is a possibility. But would you like to see that? I think that would make it well interesting.
It would make it interesting, but you watch the whole
Look,
season.
I know it's unfair for those of you watching.
You watch the whole season, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, who's going to win a championship? Well, it won't be any of these 6 because they're not actually racing.
But it might be, because they might be so far ahead. That's why it makes the first 18 races.
Bottas comes out and wins his first championship title.
It's a possibility.
Yeah.
But
I like that. Well, I mean, it'd be interesting. I don't think I would like it, but it'd be interesting.
Whether it is actually possible, whether it is just the teams sort of crafting a little way to get more money into their spend.
Just quickly,
yeah.
Standout driver of the weekend.
I mean, it literally has to be Lewis.
I would agree with you. However, close second, Fernando Alonso.
Yeah, he had
solid performance.
He had a really good weekend.
He
had a really good race.
Yeah, finished ninth.
Terrible.
Sonoda finished 10th. Norris got into 8th.
Who was unwell, which I know I've mentioned.
Yeah.
But I saw pictures of him, on the, when the drivers go around the track on the little lorry thing.
The parade thing.
He looks like a piece of shit. But he looks terrible.
Gasly had a shocker again. Ricciardo had a shocker again.
Yeah.
Do you know what the gap was, right, between first and 8th?
8th was... Who was in 8th?
Norris.
I thought so. I don't think he was lapped.
No.
So I'm going to say a minute 10.
83 seconds. So you're 13 seconds off.
A minute 23. Yeah, that's bad, isn't it?
That is. It's mad. But you look at even down to third, 32 seconds. Hamilton was 54 seconds. That's mental. And this was meant to be closer racing.
Yeah, there is... See, it's weird because and I don't know whether that's just because now I'm actually looking... Last season, I was watching and it was Lewis and Max at the front the whole time. Whereas now, because I'm still following Lewis and he's typically a bit further back, am I just seeing more of the other action?
Yeah, it's definitely more open this year.
But you think it is not just that we're focusing on the middle of the pack a bit more?
I think they have to because, and even at the front is a bit different. Obviously, I thought they showed quite a bit of George and Max yesterday, which is quite good. But they are focusing a bit more on the midfield battle as well this year.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't say it's closer. It's closer racing within. I mean, if you look at it, so between 4th and 6th, for example, there was 14 seconds. After that, there was 15 seconds between 6th and 7th. I wouldn't say it's closer racing with the midfield battle, would you?
No, but I mean, I swear we're getting loads of overtakes.
Yeah. When cars are retiring.
Well, yeah, but no, I just feel like there is more going on.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that is just an illusion because we've been told closer racing this year.
So they're showing a bit more overtakes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, it hasn't been boring.
No,
I've actually been quite pleasantly surprised how enjoyable it's been this season.
I've enjoyed every race, I'd say.
Yeah, until this weekend. So shall we move on to Monaco?
The dreaded Monaco.
We say dreaded. I am looking forward to it because it is an F1 race. And if you're on TikTok, hello to TikTok fans because you... they give us some stick. They give us some stick and they don't really like our decision.
Have we posted any this week?
Yep.
Really? What have we been getting abused for this week?
I'm getting abused for the Bono and Toto comment, Bono and Lewis comment.
Oh,
they've been talking about that for years. They've been like that for years. Lewis has always been moaning about this. You must be Drive to Survive fans. Fuck off. So yeah, that's basically been that this week.
Oh, they really are grade A versions.
But 63,000 views on it, so it's not too bad, is it?
Nice. Have I got anything this week?
To be fair, I haven't read loads of them. I've kind of started doing a U and just kind of bypassing the negative stuff.
The thing is, right, is comments that aren't engaging in a positive way with your content, they're just not worth reading.
I had a really good conversation the other day with a guy I think called Mason on Instagram Live about Danny Rick and whether he's underrated. Very good.
Whether he's underrated.
Overrated, sorry.
Okay.
He was saying he's underrated. I was saying he's overrated.
You're saying he's underrated?
He was saying that he's a lot better than what I was giving him credit for.
Well, what was his argument based on?
That actually he was pretty solid between 2014 and 2019. That actually there wasn't really much of an argument. But I agreed with what you're saying, kind of.
Yeah, but
I still think he's overrated. But anyway.
Yeah, I mean, currently he's overrated.
Yeah.
Because people were... But, like, that's the point of overrated. I don't think we've ever said he's had a terrible career and he's always been a shocking driver.
No. We just said that actually I think there was too much expectations of him that he hasn't delivered.
Yeah, because he was like Red Bull's next big thing. They had just had Sebastian Vettel for, he was there like 5 years or whatever, 5-6 years.
Yeah.
But he had just won 4 championships in a row. And then Danny Rick is like, the young hot shot. And it was kind of underwhelming.
And I said, and correct me if I'm wrong here, I said the reason why Danny Rick left Red Bull is because he knew that he wasn't going to be able to compete against Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
And he felt it was too much pressure, and he felt like actually, I can go to another team and prove myself.
And
it hasn't worked.
He left and went to Renault.
Yeah.
Like,
that's a poor move.
Yeah, like, who does that? It's not 2006. Where
the Alonso era?
Yeah. It's just that makes no sense, does it? I mean, that to me that's got white flag written all over it.
The way I see it is that he felt like he could leave Red Bull and go, I'm going to go to a team and help them, become big. I'll be the star driver. I'm going to take them to the next level. I'm going to compete at the top. And it didn't work.
No, whereas he should have stayed
at Red Bull and
at a team that at least they were proven to be competitive or capable of being competitive.
They were on the right track to become competitive.
Yeah, whereas Renault weren't. He should have stayed there and proved himself.
It was a poor move by him.
Yeah, and that was honestly the start of the spiral down.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. Shall we move on to Monaco?
Yeah, right, actual Monaco this time.
So we are going to do something different here because I can't remember who gave us a good suggestion. We're going to actually mix things up a bit. So we're not going to do F1 play this time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a bit of a quiz, and you can play at home with this, all right? So if you're playing at home and you're watching on YouTube, comment down below. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, then I don't know.
Play along,
yeah, that's the one.
Could have probably just stuck with that, I reckon.
Yeah, I could have, yeah. All right, let's move on. Right, so Monaco. One of these questions, you will get the chance for me to pay 1 month of your mortgage, okay?
Perfect.
Have you done any research?
Nope.
You have, haven't you?
I haven't. I've actually done no research. Imagine if I set you up for this, because it was actually my idea to do a quiz.
Oh, this is shit, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so laps. How many laps is a Monaco Grand Prix?
Ooh. I feel like it's 57.
You're way off. It's 78.
What? I knew that as well because it's quite small.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah, it's 23 laps. Yeah, no.
I don't know why I said 57, but in my head I could just picture watching it and at the top saying 50 out of 57. I don't know why. Did it used to be 57?
I don't know, but it's 78. Right.
Shit.
Next question. This is where you get the opportunity for me to pay a 1 month of your mortgage.
Okay.
And remember, it has to be in, what did I say last year?
Half a second.
Half a second. So, lap record. So if you're listening and there's silence, it's because Luke is actually...
I want my mortgage paid. Okay. How many laps did you say it's? 78?
78.
And This weekend was 66 laps,
Yeah.
which means
I'm getting, this is like squeaky bum time.
what were they were lapping in like the 128s, 127s.
Yeah, something like that. I'm not helping you with this.
So we're gonna be in the one. I'm gonna go one.
I'm shitting myself here.
108.4.
Yeah.
8.4.
Oh, mate, that is outrageous. You got that wrong.
No, why'd you do that every time?
Because it's exciting. 112.909.
I wasn't far off.
You
though.
weren't. You weren't. I'm glad I didn't say like 3 or 4 seconds. Can you imagine? Yeah, 3 or 4 seconds either way. And who was that by?
Ooh, well, I mean, currently it seems pretty silly to say anyone other than Hamilton.
Correct.
Yeah.
Lewis Hamilton.
I mean, how many track records does he hold?
A lot. Who was the 2021 winner?
Oh, Max. Because I remember Lewis had a stinker.
Where did Lewis finish?
I think it was 7th.
It was. He had a shocking qualifying, and then the race was just as bad.
Yeah, well, he lost position to Gasly, didn't he?
And this was a race where Bottas got his wheel nut caught.
Yeah, and he had
stuck.
the world record for the longest pit stop.
Yeah. They had to actually send his car in full back to the factory to get it.
Yeah.
I was about to say surgically removed. It wasn't surgically removed. Removed. Okay, next question. Question number 4. When was the Monaco first race? If you get this, I'll pay half your mortgage. Half a year you're allowed.
1958.
1929.
29?
Yep. And, okay, if you get this, I won't pay any of your mortgage, but I will do one of your food shops for a week. All right?
You know, I spent £92 in Aldi the other day.
Did you?
I thought it was cheap.
You thought 92 quid was cheap?
No, I thought Aldi was cheap.
I was going to say 92 quid. Yeah, I went in there the other week and spent 60 quid. And I only got like 3 bags.
Yeah.
They get more expensive. I don't think there's much difference. Anyway, this isn't a shopping channel, is it?
No.
Right. For 1 week payment of your shopping, who has the most wins in Monaco of all time?
See, now what I'm thinking is, are you double bluffing me? Is it like, oh, I'll make him... Because you saying that you'll pay for something is making me think, well, it's not just going to be someone obvious like Hamilton. Or is it like reverse psychology where you're saying like, oh, and now he won't say Hamilton?
There's no reflection anywhere.
But something tells me it's actually not Hamilton.
Why? Why?
Because...
What does your gut tell you?
Well, my gut actually tells me Michael Schumacher.
Okay.
So I'm going to say Schumacher.
You're wrong. He was second.
No.
Do you want one more guess?
Okay.
This is only going to be half of your food job now.
Okay, do I get a clue?
No.
How about a clue for McDonald's?
Okay. This guy has won 6 times there, and he's had 5 pole positions.
So okay, right. We're either going back to sort of like Senna time. I'm not sure he could have even raced. I don't think he's racing for that many seasons.
Mm. You're going to have to make a guess because this is like the longest podcast.
I'm just going to say Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, you're wrong. It was Ayrton Senna.
Was it?
Yeah. Ayrton Senna stands alone on 6 Monaco wins achieved from just 10 attempts. That's mad.
Oh my God, he was in F1 longer than I thought then.
He came close to winning his first ever season, but he did get his first pole in 1984. But yeah, that's impressive. That is very impressive. So I like that segment.
Yeah.
It's a good, nice little quiz, isn't it? A nice little quiz. What are you expecting from this weekend's race?
Just before we move on, how many did you get? If
Oh,
you're
yeah,
watching on YouTube, comment down below. If you're listening to us, well, make sure you give us 5 stars.
What are you expecting from the race this weekend?
I am expecting not a lot of overtakes. I don't know. Look, I know we've discussed Monaco on this podcast before, and it's okay. It's a cool weekend. Although, can I say I'm not actually going to be around to watch it because I'm going to the Champions League final.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, flexing. But I don't think I'm going to miss much. It is a spectacle. Look, it's good. The whole weekend, it's cool. They're in Monaco. It's nice. See all the boats in the harbour, like watching from the yachts. Like, it's quality scenes. Just the race is a bit tedious, but like I said earlier, it is rumoured that there's going to be thunderstorms. Now, I know what the weatherman is like. Very unreliable. I've had many barbecues ruined because of him. But
What's his name?
well, there's loads of them. But if it is raining and there is thunderstorms, I think we could be in for more excitement than we'd expect. I think that's how you make Monaco exciting.
Yeah. Obviously, last year was unlucky for Charles. He had a crash in Monaco in qualifying.
I felt gutted for him.
Yeah. All they had to do was change the engine.
Yeah, but then what? He would have been starting from the back of the grid. Would it have just been a 10-place
10 place, I think it's 10 place. So yeah, I was gutted for him, but he's got a good chance this weekend. We know that Ferrari have the good pace over the one lap. If they can get that and he gets on pole, he's got a great chance this weekend.
I mean, Monaco is quite literally about pole position.
You get pole, your best opportunity is to win the race.
If you are new to F1, Monaco is all about the Saturday. There is if you qualified 20th, you might as well just stay in bed on the Sunday, because it's not like you're not going to see something like we saw this weekend where Lewis Hamilton cuts through the pack.
Yeah,
that just doesn't happen. Overtaking is a gift that rarely presents itself.
Who is your shock driver of the weekend? Mine backfired last week. I said Max, and it still went on to win. Who are you expecting a good performance off this weekend?
Honestly, George Russell.
Well, even though we know he's performing well.
But I feel I can feel him getting like a second place or something.
I'm going to go out there. I'm going to do you, okay? I can see a Mercedes getting a win this weekend.
Yeah,
I can see it. I can if Mercedes have that pace that they had in Spain, they've sorted out the porpoising. I think porpoising around this track is going to be horrific. For some teams who haven't sorted it out.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking Mercedes have a good chance. All it takes is for I'm expecting someone like Leclerc or Max to be on pole, in all honesty. But I'm expecting Mercedes potentially to be third or fourth on the grid.
I mean, look, Charles got pole last year in that little, not very good Ferrari.
No.
Now he's going to be taking an absolute weapon around that track. Yeah. I'll be surprised if he doesn't get pole. I'm gonna put that out there.
Yeah.
But I am praying for the rain, because there's no way we don't get a full safety car. And to be fair, even if it's raining, I would even put my money on a red flag.
We haven't had one. We haven't had one in a while, have we?
No, we haven't. Which
I don't
is
think
nice.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
But Monaco needs some spice.
Spice.
Yes.
Take away the barriers. Give them life jackets.
Yeah, well, this is the equivalent of that. This is the real world alternative.
Okay, fair point.
Give us some moisture on the track.
Who's your top 3?
God,
I don't.
Okay,
Or he's going to be on pole.
I can't see can't see Signs performing.
I'm giving up on Signs.
Yeah, you were backing him for the
I've
longest.
given him so much support, and he still doesn't deliver. It's driving me mad now. He really is driving me mad.
Yeah, I just, it's got to be the pressure.
Yeah.
It has, but he's not. For me, he's not in the top three.
No.
Perez isn't in the top three for me
Really?
this weekend. Tired, are you?
I'm pretty tired, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I genuinely, I think George is going to pull something out of the bag.
Okay.
And if Lewis's race pace from this weekend is anything to go off,
Yeah.
then you got to watch out because he's going to be in the mix.
Okay.
I
Who's
think-
first?
I think currently anything other than Leclerc and Max doesn't make sense.
Okay.
So I'm going to say Charles.
Okay. Second.
But now I've got to back the fact that I said I think George Russell's going to shock us. So I'm going to say George second.
Okay. Third.
Now I'm going to say Max.
Okay.
And then Lewis.
All right.
So I gave a top four.
So listen, what I'm about to say is I think I'm probably going to get slated for this. Okay. I think Max is going to win. Lewis second.
Yeah.
George third.
So where's Charles in all this?
I think Charles is going to buckle under the pressure.
Does he crash out?
Yeah. I think he's going to buckle under the
Might
pressure.
he might push
It's his home race.
Yeah.
It's his home race.
push a bit too hard. If it is raining.
Yeah. I think he's going to buckle under pressure. I think if anything, he'll get fourth.
Yeah, I mean, he can't really afford to drop too many points.
And what's shown over the years, especially with Hamilton last year, you have a bad qualifying lap, your race is ruined.
Yeah.
You know. Would you like a couple more questions from a quiz?
Hell yeah.
Okay, so only 4 drivers, play at home as well, only 4 drivers finished the 1996 race as Olivier Panis, do you remember him? Claimed victory
I was
for...
born, for those of you that don't know, I was born in 1996. So I wasn't watching it then.
But which Sky F1 pundit completed the podium in third? Was it Martin Brundle, Damon Hill, Anthony Davison or Johnny Herbert?
It's got to be Damon Hill.
You're wrong, it's Johnny Herbert.
Lewis that was Hill's time though.
It was, it was around, yeah.
Or was he like more like early 90s?
He was around that era.
He was in the 90s,
Yeah.
I know that.
Lewis Hamilton's 2018 victory remains one of the most defining drives of his career to date. But how many times has he won in Monaco since? So your clues are never, once, twice, 3 times.
Since
Yep, since 2008.
2008.
Yep.
I'm going to say 3 times.
Okay. Only once since then.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't remember him winning
Yeah.
Monaco much at all. It was in a Mercedes that he won it, though, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. No, 2000. Yeah, it was. Yeah, the other time was with Mercedes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 2008 was obviously McLaren. Was it, when was it he won it? Was it 2014?
Around that, 13, 14, I think it was. Yeah.
Or 13 wasn't he at?
Would you like me to do?
Yeah, I want to know when he won it.
Monaco F1.
If you know,
winners.
comment down below.
Right. So
It is strange though. Why doesn't he win there?
I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? It's one of the races just can't. 2016 for
16.
Mercedes.
Oh, it was the Rosberg season.
Rosberg won 13, 14, 15.
That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, he was prolific there. Obviously in 2020 it wasn't held, but Max won it. Oh no, hang on. I'm lying to you. Lewis won in 2019
Right.
as well. How old is this quiz? Oh,
What? How old is the quiz?
25th of May 2019. Sorry.
So
He's won it 3 times.
I got it right.
Yeah.
Oh no, 3 times since.
Yeah, so he's won it twice.
Twice since.
Yeah. Okay, which driver? Fucking
Only the best knowledge here.
Yes, it's what you get when you come onto the Racecast. Which driver claimed a 2004 Monaco Grand Prix, his first and only F1 win? Was it? These are legend names, right? Jarno Trulli,
Yeah.
Giancarlo Fisichella,
Okay.
Ralf Schumacher,
Yeah.
or Roberto Kubica?
Isn't it just Robert?
It is, but I wanted to add a bit of spice to it.
Jarno Trulli. I remember him.
Cool. I like Jarno Trulli.
I'm trying to think who they were racing for. Ralf Schumacher. Did he race in a McLaren for a bit?
No, I don't think so.
Williams?
Williams he did, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, I knew it was one of them. Okay, well that car, I guess, was... I mean, Fisichella had a good car in 2006. I'm going to say... I don't think Ralf Schumacher won a race.
I think he did.
Did he?
6 wins he had.
That's not bad, you know.
No. His first win was in San Marino in 2001, and his last win was at the French Grand Prix in 2003. Stat. See, that's what you get here.
So it wasn't him then.
Oh, shit, yeah. Oh, fuck.
Okay, I'm going to say... Wait, did you say it was their only ever win?
Yeah.
See, that leads me to think that it's not Fisichella, because he did have the Renault.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm going to say Jarno Trulli.
Yeah, well done. Cracking.
What car was he in?
Renault.
Nice.
Yeah, look at that picture of him.
Yeah.
Looks
quality.
well happy. I liked Jarno Trulli. He was cool.
God, I was 8 years old when that was a thing. When that happened. 8 years old.
Were you?
2004.
8 years old.
Yeah.
Not bad, not bad. Right, so we've discussed Monaco, we've discussed Spain, we've discussed our predictions. Who, you said your shock driver is going to be George.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to take that back. Shock driver is going to be Nicholas Latifi. No, I'm kidding. He's shit. No, he's not shit. He's better than you. I think... What about Danny Rick? He's had a few good runs at Monaco.
Yeah.
Granted, in a better car. He had a terrible one last season.
Yep.
He got lapped by Lando.
Poor, wasn't it?
I'm going to say Danny Rick. He has had some good races at Monaco.
All right, fair point, fair point. I'm going to go for... it's going to come true one day, Joel. He's had such a disappointment again.
Actually, I swear he just retires every race.
He just gets to a point where he's like, "Do you know what? I can't be bothered anymore. Let me out."
Yeah,
He needs a good race. He needs a good race.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's the one. Really?
I think if he gets in the points, what I mean by shock driver, he'll get in the points like 9th, 10th.
Yeah, see, for Danny Rick, I'm thinking like a 5th or a 6th.
No, God, no. You're a lunatic. No, that's ridiculous.
Well, I think there's more chance of that happening than Zhou Guan Yu getting in the points.
No, what? How? He was in the points in his first race. It's only because of reliability issues. He hasn't finished the last 2 races.
Well, you got finished to get points.
Very true. But for me, he's going to be a shock driver. Guys, let us know what your thoughts are. Anything else to discuss?
No.
I think we covered everything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping the next week we're going to have a lot to talk about regarding Monaco. That's why we want rain. We want the thunderstorms.
Shit, do you know what we haven't done?
No.
Fan questions.
Do we have any?
Loads.
Did you put it out?
Did I put it out?
How long is this podcast? Hour and 10 minutes, if you are still alive.
Yeah, but you take off like 5 minutes for beginning. This is the thing, right? Luke sometimes doesn't actually know what happens on our Instagram page. So
I genuinely, a lot of the time, try and just stay off Instagram.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. And I think it's a great way to talk to you guys. But I generally just think it's quite a bad place.
What have we got here? Adam Jacobs, what are your thoughts on Checo clearly either not happy with having to let Max through? We kind of touched on this earlier, but...
Yeah, I mean, you would be unhappy, wouldn't you? But at the same point, I think, mate, grow a backbone.
Yeah.
Stand up to the team. Checo, you're a good driver if you're listening.
Thanks, Luke.
It's about time that, you start saying to the team, like, no, like, I'm not just going to move out of the way. Or no, I'm not just going to sit behind Max. I'm actually going to go race him and take first position.
Devon_Throp asks, is Russell just blatantly better than Lewis?
See, this is where your, like, perspective of a driver can be diluted by where they're finishing in a race. And, I find it quite bizarre how, like, for the last 7 or 8 years, Lewis hasn't been the best driver because he's just had the fastest car.
Yeah.
But as soon as George Russell is doing really good in a faster car, he's like a world-class driver. Do you know? And I think George is quality, but it's the same thing. Max Verstappen now has the fastest car. Is he not the best driver? I mean...
But people won't say that because they'll say, oh, he had to challenge, the GOAT last year and all of this stuff.
Like Lewis won anyway. But I think Lewis's pace yesterday, what Lewis did yesterday, I don't believe George would have been able to do.
No.
George is very much on the right path to becoming a prolific F1 driver, but Lewis is Lewis. And I personally would still have my money on him.
Yeah, I agree. He's just an outrageous driver, isn't he? Hey, Wager One, do you think Fernando's performance went under the radar? Same with Bottas?
Yeah, I do. I mean, it wasn't really talked about. Where did he finish in the end? Like 9th or something? 10th?
I
know.
8th, 9th.
Yeah, I know he got points. Yeah, it did go under the radar.
Solid performance by the Spaniard, yeah.
But I think, at the same time, people were probably focusing on the Hamilton recovery, which was better. But yeah, that's it. That did sort of, take the light away from Alonso, who deserves his props as well.
I think they're very different, aren't they? Because obviously Hamilton, he started in a good position in qualifying. Well, I say good position. He was further up the grid, got knocked back, came back and had that battle to get back to 5th. But then you've got, obviously, Alonso. He had a poor qualifying, started at the back. So actually going up all those places, it wasn't so much of a shock, if that makes sense. Yeah. When someone actually loses loads of places and having to come back, it makes it a bit more better, doesn't it? From a fan experience and fan watch. So there we go, guys. That's the end of the podcast. Luke, thank you very much.
Yeah, and just if you're wondering why the podcast ended so abruptly or why we've not got any microphones, it's because our recorder just died on us. So that is why we're ending it here without microphones.
Exactly. So thank you very much for watching. We'll be back next Wednesday for a brand new podcast. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and until next time, I shall catch you later. Bye-bye.